So next, we'll use, look at this. You recognize, right? This is the lymph system. Yeah. And so I want to talk about the modern, so-called modern interpretation of San Jiao Triple Burner. Yeah. So we have, look at this, upper, middle, lower. Yeah. If you don't know what San Jiao is, you think about lymph system. So that is, so from integrative medicine perspective, San Jiao includes the following, right? The lymphatic system, the interstitial system, the endocrine, and the immune system. So because all of those systems, they are multi-targeted, they're multi-organ involved. So not like a single target, single organ oriented. They have multiple. So that is when we're talking about the concept of Sanjiao is all over. Top of the head, bottom of the foot, left and right, everything, in between, if it's being affected. And so in conventional medicine, the lymphatic system is a part of the immune, that we know. So anytime you're talking about the immune, you're talking about probably the deficiency part. Right? So when you have, that explains why we use like Xiaochai Hutang for half exterior, half interior, and deficiency versus excess. So that's like the immune is being, your immune system is being compromised, it's being affected. So nothing like healing. It's just, you become like this congested state, nothing moves. So this is just give you the idea. And the lymph system also plays a key role in the immune system and the fluid balance and absorption of fats and the fat soluble nutrients. Sounds familiar, like Sanjiao, right? Qi, blood, and the fluid, transportation, and transformation. You have them all. So the idea is that whenever you use Xiaochai Hutang type of formula, what you're really doing, the impact is to regulate lymph system, to regulate the endocrine, exocrine system, to regulate the nerve system. So that's what, the reason why those formulas are so useful. And so the lymph system and the Sanjiao also, they have three main functions. The balance of fluid between the blood and the tissues, known as the fluid homeostasis, which is a very important part, right? This is what we're talking about. And how they do it. So that if you're not familiar with that, don't forget there is a specialty of massage, right, called the lymphatic draining massage. In my practice, there's a lot of cancer patient after, especially breast cancer patient after the therapy, and end up with the lymphedema. So now you can understand lymphedema is what a problem, part of Sanjiao problem, part of Shaoyang. That fluid got trapped because you removed the lymph node station. The station is gone. The fluid has no pathway to follow. Instead, they just get congested and become lymphedema. And so this is the message I want to send. It's like instead of the traditional way, we have to, if you have alternative chairs, if you have this, you have that. So anytime when you hear, there may be an issue with lymph system, maybe an issue with the interstitial tissue, fluid, the fascia. Maybe it's that. And so you should think about using formulas from Shaoyang. So that is the takeaway message. And so lymph, we'll continue with that. The fluid balance, that is also part of it. You can have You can have the, how the balance. Yeah, it's basically, we're talking about the plasma, which is in the blood, right? The fluid. And then majority part of it called the interstitial fluid. That is like in the tissue between tissue, between organ system, all this area. Yeah. So they have their own like feature, how they do it. So the TSM approach, to open up the Sanjiao, and there's the Shaoyangbing approach. We're going to talk about all the Xiao Chai Hu Tang or Chai Hu Tang modified formula for that purpose. There's another approach from the Sanjiao school. Yeah, some of you are probably very familiar with that Sanjiao school, like damp heat school. Basically, everything is about damp heat. So damp heat in the upper jiao, damp heat in the middle jiao, damp heat in the lower jiao. It's all about damp heat. So, but their approach, actually to address the Sanjiao issue, which is similar. And personally, I think it's actually further development from the Shaoyangbing. So they use a term called like feng xiao, like separate first. You think about, you have a congestion. So to separate the clear from the turbid. And the second called xiao is eliminate. Okay, so after that tissue, right, you separate it and then try to figure out, if there's toxin, you need to get rid of it, right? If there's something else, phlegm, you should get rid of it. Separate, eliminate, and number 3 is called the tong, like remove. You have to, you already separate them, you already did the detox job, but they also need to be removed. So kind of like a remove approach. So the last approach is called the xie, draining. So that includes, promote the urination, you promote the bowel movement, you promote the sweat, and to get rid of the toxin. So it's called feng xiao zou xie. Like this is in the Sanjiao school. So the reason I need to mention this is because, this time around, when you hear people with the COVID, and there's this concept called the cytokine storm. So you have a lot of inflammation in the system. So how to get rid of that inflammation? What is the way? So in conventional medicine, we don't have a way. But you can borrow the Sanjiao theory, that idea. So this is kind of like give you a way to get rid of the inflammation. And one of the best formula we use to basically represent that feng xiao zou xie approach is actually fang feng tong sheng san. So that is the fang feng tong sheng san is the one that help like to reduce inflammation. But the idea behind it, the explanation is like, you exterior access, interior access, you just try to get rid of all the congestion. But how? How to do it? And that is the approach. So you separate them, you eliminate some, and you remove some, and you purge. So that is a very important approach, and that formula also, Fang Feng Tong Sheng San, is a very important formula for those lingering long COVID when you have a lot of inflammation. Okay, so that's absorption. It's the same, very similar idea, right? You can use that. So we need to okay, so the last part a little bit of recap of 小柴胡汤, what we need. Yeah, bitter taste in the mouth, and the tongue and the pulse. Yeah, you need to pay a little bit of attention. Yeah, what you see normally is the white tongue, very pulse. Yeah, so meaning, even though we say have exterior versus interior, they don't have that much of heat yet. Yeah, so that's so if you already have a red tongue, yellow coating, and rapid pulse, yeah, 小柴胡汤 alone maybe not enough. You need to modify, you need to change it. So we use that for 少阳病 and the liver overacting on spleen, malaria. We talk about jaundice we already mentioned, and 热入血石, the blood dimension, toxin, yeah, hitting the blood dimension. I've already talked about that already. Yeah. Okay, let's take a break. So 10 minutes break, and we come back. We'll continue.